Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking all about being a mum and running your own business. Now, I was quite nervous about keeping my business going when I was pregnant because everyone says to you, oh my god, having a baby, it's a full-time job, which it definitely is. How are you going to run your business alongside it? Obviously, a lot of people are very fortunate to get maternity pay when they work for companies, but when you work for yourself, you don't quite get that. You get a little bit of money from the government, but not a huge amount, not enough to live off. So I was a bit nervous about that, but I have sort of figured out what works right for me. So at the moment I am getting help looking after Shay 2 days a week and focusing those days to create content for you, to write blog posts, to sort out my social media, to organise, to have meetings, and to really focus on those times. And that's something that is really working for me, and I actually feel like it's amazing how productive you can be if you give yourself 12 hours of the day. You know, I'm really doing 7 till 7, really big, long, chunky day. And obviously he sleeps as well. So in between the days that, you know, the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I can do a few things in between his sleeps. But it's nice to have 2 full days where you can just focus on work. I think when you become a mum, you literally just want to spend time with your baby, and I do feel a little sense of guilt while I'm working and not with him, and I miss him so terribly. Like, I'm missing him right now while I'm doing this YouTube video. I'm like, what's he doing? What's happening with him? I want to go see him, and I'll like stare at him when he sleeps. You get quite obsessive. So I think that mums have to get over that sense of guilt when they leave their children to go and work. But I was always brought up with a mum who worked. I think she went back to work when I was about 6 months. I asked her that, I don't remember that. And I've always been really inspired by my mother who worked. You know, I was a bit jealous of my friends' mums who didn't work because they were around a lot more, but I actually really loved the fact that my mum worked. I thought it was really cool, and especially as I got older, it made me much more inspired to start my own business and work for myself and be more like my mum. So I think that, you know, when you become a mum, it is something that you're worried about. You know, everyone has different financial situations. Some people are very lucky and their partners can support them. Some people have to also work at the same time, which is my situation. Like, we couldn't live just my boyfriend working. We'd have to both work to kind of live in London and live the lifestyles that we have. But also I really love working. I actually don't think I could give it up. Even though being a mum does fulfill me, I think because I'm so passionate about my work, I want to work alongside it too. So that is something that I've thought about, and I think for a lot of people they're not as passionate about their work, so they don't often want to go back to work for that. Or a lot of people become mum entrepreneurs. That seems to be a really big thing. You know, I'm obviously connecting more with mothers and chatting to more people, and I think a lot of people want to set up their own businesses. And there's something about having time with a new life that makes you incredibly inspired. You start to see gaps in the market, you kind of have this, you're like, oh, I really want to help change the world and make the world a better place. I think a lot of people go through that, and you also want to have that flexibility, because working for yourself does give you flexibility in the sense that you can work, you know, when he's sleeping or she's sleeping. I keep saying he because obviously I have a boy. But you know, I think that's what it really gives you, which is incredible, and it is something that I think work is moving more towards. Like, I know a lot of friends, they only work 4 days a week and 1 day at home so they can be with their kid, and I really hope that work becomes more flexible like that, because it allows us to spend time with our children and to make our lives work much better. So if you're someone that works for yourself and you're trying to kind of figure out how to do it with a new child, or if you're pregnant and you're going, oh my god, how is this going to work? The things that really helped for me were to make a plan. So sit down by yourself, if you've got 10 minutes, an hour, whatever the time that you can have, and just go, okay, how much work do I need to get done, you know, to run my business, and how can I do it? So, you know, you can figure out how many hours of the day you can maybe allocate. If you have help, whether it's a mum or a nanny or your partner who can step in to allow you to just have that time away, then grab it. Always say yes to that help. It is one of those things where you kind of, I don't know, I was like that. I was like, no, I can do it all. If my mum came around, she was like, do you want me to take him for a few hours? I'd be like, no, it's fine, I'm all good, I can do it. And actually, you know, being that soldier doesn't always help. It's good to have a space from, you know, your child and allow, you know, someone else to look after him or her, because you get a little bit of me time, and I think that's so important. So if you have any help, say yes to it. And then also outsource. So if you're someone that needs to take photographs for your business but you're not necessarily very good and it takes you a very long time, try and get a photographer to do it. Try and outsource some things that you're not very good at and take up a huge amount of your time for someone else. You know, sometimes at the very beginning of your business you can't afford to do that and you have to do everything yourself, but when you get to the point where maybe you could, really try and do that for, you know, really try and outsource those things to other people. It makes such a difference. They'll do it 10 times faster than you will, because they're just doing it all the time, and it will relieve a lot of stress and pressure for you. The other thing I really find about being a mum and working is how much more efficient I am. I think I know that I have this amazing child to go back to, and I want to work as hard as I can in that moment so that I can then go back and be completely present with him. So I think that it gives me a newfound sense of sort of purpose and ambition, because I want to work hard so he has a great life. That's almost a new purpose. Before, I was just working for myself and for Kieran and our life, but now I feel like I've got even more of a push to make sure that he has the best life possible, and that I can provide for him and look after him and make sure that he is constantly happy and has loads of toys. So if you run your own business and pregnant, or you're a new mum and you're deciding to change your career and start up your own business, I just want to say, don't beat yourself up. You can do it. We all need to support each other to realise that actually we can have a business and can have a really great relationship with our child. I don't think we have to sacrifice either of them. I think it's one of those things where you figure out what works for you, whether it's like the 2-day-a-week that I'm doing now, which might work for you, or maybe it needs to be 3 days, or maybe only it needs to be 1. You know, you figure out what you can do to make sure that that balance works. Make sure that you're outsourcing anything that you're not very good at and that you can outsource to other people. Make sure you're saying yes to any help from your partner, your family, so that you can get a little bit of time to get your head stuck into work, or just maybe have a bit of me time, just, you know, chill out. And when you get that time to yourself to really get down to it, just focus as hard, give 110%, because then when you're done, you can go back to your gorgeous new child or children and spend time with them and be really present. Because I know now, having a child, it has made me very it has made me have a complete goo-goo brain and I can't speak quite often. However, the good point, even though it's made me lose my marbles, is I am more present. I feel like when I'm with Shay, I am totally with him and I'm looking at him, and I'm not looking at other things. I'm not looking through social media. I'm not worried about something else. So I'm not saying, like, if you are not very good at mindfulness and you're trying to do mindfulness, have a baby, because that's quite extreme. But it is magical that they're so all-consuming that really all you can do is focus on them, which I think is really cool. So when you're with them, be with them. When you're not with them, just completely give your all to work, because I think we can have it all. You know, I remember a Sex and City episode, they said that you can't have it all. You can't have the perfect house, what was it? House, husband or partner, and job. But I do really think you can. Like, you know, there'll be times where some things are not working out as well as others and you're constantly juggling, and it is hard work. But if you're passionate about your business and you're passionate about, you know, creating a job for yourself, then you can do it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have more tips about being a mum entrepreneur, or any other things that have really helped you at the very beginning stage of when you're sort of juggling work and being a mum, please leave your comments down below. I love hearing them from you, because I think we're all different, you know. Some people might say that I'm coming back into work too soon. It is quite early. Some people take years to come back into work. You know, just whatever's right for you. There's no right way of doing it at all. I know mums that come back into work after a week. You know, we're all different and we all have different needs and we'll all be different mums, and there's no good way of being a mum or not. But I think the best thing that we can do is just share things that helped us, and then we can all work together to be the best mums that we can be. Okay, lots of love. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!